I'm Ben.
I'm Ron.
I'm Chris.
I'm Jason, and this is Hometown Has-Beens. All right, everybody, welcome back. Episode 4 of Hometown Has-Beens. Got the whole crew here today, and we are excited to be back. Chris, how you doing?
I'm doing good, man.
Good. Ryan?
Man, if I was any better, I'd be Chris Porter.
Ben?
School's out, so we're good.
School's
Man.
out for the summer. We're all teachers, so it's more time for you guys. Some quality podcasting coming up soon. Yeah, better content maybe. If you haven't noticed already, if you've subscribed and you're listening along, we're gonna start doing a Monday release date on the podcast. So be excited to start your week with us talking about random stuff. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Just like today, Ben. We're gonna talk about some random stuff with Ben.
Oh, for sure.
And
like disc golf.
And then I've got a topic to bring too, and we're gonna bring back the weekly. I wouldn't have done that segment. So hope you enjoy, guys. Let's get to it.
All right. Well, so we're just gonna talk about disc golf for an hour and a half. And Chris just got up and walked out the door because he protested.
So did all of our people that did listen to this podcast.
I used to be just like you know. But I'm in a big phase right now. But I go through phases, and that's what I was talking about today. Is going through phases, and I have this bad habit of getting obsessed with things, and I think it's kind of human nature, but I'll take it over the top.
You have an addictive personality.
I do. I have, yeah.
So maybe don't try anything illegal.
You know, you've been to the casino with me, so you know that's true.
Indeed. But I've also seen him do really well in about 30 minutes, and then we left. That was crazy.
He left when he was doing good?
Oh, we were going somewhere.
No, we were on the way home from a Tennessee football game.
That's probably the same time we stopped and stayed in the honeymoon suite.
What?
We talked about that already.
Yeah.
Had the heart-shaped toe.
So I think Ben is...
No, that was a different time. That was Oklahoma.
No, you're right.
This was with...
How many honeymoon suites have y'all stayed in
This
together?
was Georgia, Tennessee.
This
with
is
me.
when Chubb tore everything.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was me and you and Trey Martin, shout out, and my friend Bubbles. And
in the heart-shaped tub? Is that
was the Oklahoma trip. That was
what happens in the heart.
So anyways, I get addicted to things, and our boy over here, Ryan, kind of got me addicted to disc golf. So it got me thinking, all the things I've started looking at my life, and thinking back all the things I was addicted to. And I've been addicted to some normal things like golf, and stuff like that. I mean, I got addicted to golf when I was probably a senior in high school, but I had like a quarter life crisis when I was in my early 20s. And Hudson wanted a skateboard. And I was like, you know what? I used to skate when I was a kid.
No, you didn't.
I swear. I was like, I'll get one too, Hudson, and I'll skate with you.
Wait.
No.
You had a skateboarding phase?
Oh, yeah.
As an adult?
It was probably only like 6 or 8 months.
Tony Hawk who?
That's
I swear.
Name another skateboarder.
Bob Burnquist.
I can't.
I thought he was the motocross guy. What's that guy's name?
But he's a skater.
I don't know a motocross guy. I know 2 guys from Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
Did y'all have the game?
Or whatever it was called.
On Game Boy?
Tony Hawk.
I had the Game Boy game.
Tony Hawk Underground?
But I only played with Tony Hawk.
Underground was
Underground,
awesome.
yeah.
I used to love it.
I had it on an N64.
Mine was a PlayStation, like OG PlayStation.
They're still around. Hudson has it on PS5.
PlayStation.
Like a Tony Hawk on PS5.
PlayStation was like the
Nintendo
64.
So you're telling me Tony Hawk's still getting paid?
No, PlayStation was a 64.
Dude, that guy's got... But anyway, so this is the point.
Nintendo 64.
Nintendo 64 and PlayStation were equivalent.
At the same time, yes.
Yeah.
The original PlayStation?
Yeah, that was Sony.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I had an N64.
Yeah.
But then I went PlayStation 2. And then I went Xbox for some reason.
Yeah.
I never went Xbox. I quit. I was so bad at gaming. I just quit.
I had 2 different PlayStations. I had the fat one and then the thin one.
Slim. They call it Slim.
But then I went back to PlayStation with 4. And none of this matters. But
and Razor phone, shout
out.
Yes.
So it was around the time that I had the pool store.
Okay.
And because I remember like Hudson and like he'd being down there and trying to skate in the pool store. I mean, he was little. Like it was toward the end of the pool store because.
So you were like
he was like younger than Hayden. Like he was little.
Oh,
like God. He was like 1.5. Like he was walking and like trying to. So like it wasn't old enough that he was like, Dad, come skate with me. I was like, I'm gonna buy him a skateboard because I used to skate and I miss it. And I would watch like YouTube videos, and not like educational, like I'd watch like I'd watch like skaters and stuff. It was crazy. For like 6 or 8 months, like I was all into it.
Wow, 6 to 8 months. Did you have Vans? Did you buy?
Did you have Vans?
I had some. I like DCs when I skated back in the day.
Did you buy some DCs during this phase?
That
for
was
sure.
Viva La Bam.
Got my Vans on, but they look like sneakers.
Yeah, I for sure. So, and I wasn't even that good. Like I couldn't do anything. But then what I realized is I wasn't that good when I was young. But then when I got old, I was like, dude, I'm so big, I can't do anything anymore other than ride it. I could ride a skateboard, but anyways.
I have so many questions,
dude. I've went through so many phases. I've had like paintball. I've had like fly fishing. I've had. I mean, this time last year, I was in a fly fishing phase where I was about to buy thousands of dollars worth of fly fishing stuff. And my wife, like,
you can buy thousands of dollars,
dude.
So let me see. Was the reality of the skateboarding situation like your 1-year-old son Hudson bought a tech deck? Somebody got like one of the little fingers, and you were like, "I'm going to buy a really expensive." Skateboard.
It was a kid-sized skateboard that he couldn't ride.
Did you go to a skate park?
Yeah. No. There's a public. Well, it's not like a real one. There's in Cornelia.
It's an abandoned pool in someone's backyard.
Yeah, for real.
In Cornelia, behind, like next to the public library. There's like a little tiny one there.
Who is this grown man?
Don't talk to the grown man.
I mean, I'm embarrassed by it. I'm not saying I'm proud of it.
Do you have any photographic evidence?
No, I don't.
Dude, I would pay money.
The skateboard
to
is
see Ben
the skateboard's
in
like
a
in my
helmet,
front yard.
Yes.
elbow pads,
So
knee pads, and cargo shorts.
Did you?
Hey, so this is.
Ryan just broke
that
a
hurt.
chair.
That hurt.
Hey, so talking about fly fishing, that's a year ago tomorrow.
Wow, that's impressive.
But
I'd still be fly fishing if I did that.
Did you wear knee pads?
No.
Okay.
You should.
'Cause I was gonna call you. a
Did you wear
sissy.
cargo shorts?
Did you wear cargo shorts?
But
Did you listen to punk rock when you were a kid?
not really.
What about during this phase? Did you?
Did you go
nothing
back?
about me changed other than just I was trying to skate again.
Everything changed.
Maybe it's,
Yeah, it did.
Everything changed.
this show is like therapy to me.
Did you?
It's like
Did you have a Green Day playlist?
Green Day's pretty good.
I can get down with some Green Day every
Green
now
Day
and then.
too.
Like, you know what I mean?
That's the only one I can think of. Yeah, I like Green Day. I like Green Day.
But I mean, I've had through so many phases, and disc golf is just the latest one. And when I get new ones, I have to like stop. I haven't played real golf in like a year,
Yeah.
because I have other stuff. But I'm almost that way like during coaching season too, like during tennis. But that becomes my obsession, and all I watch is tennis. All I see on like Instagram's tennis. And so that becomes the obsession that like I stay up at night thinking about. But dude, and another crazy one that I've spent so much money on is baseball cards.
I was about to say, yeah, that was a big phase when I was a kid.
No.
In the
But, like,
90s?
no.
Well, like 2020, they started coming back, and is that when you got into it?
No. So
Are baseball cards made to come back?
Dude, it's a big market
So
again.
this is more gambling. So it's this website called Whatnot.
I need to sell.
And
Hit us up, whatnot.
so Whatnot, they do live streams of what's called breaks. And basically, because there's baseball card packs worth, like if you were to buy the whole thing, it would be thousands of dollars.
You say pack, you mean like
a
full
case,
set.
it's like a case of whatever.
Right, there you go.
Some of them only have like 4 or 5 cards in them, but they're like really good cards. And so Whatnot, what it does is these guys, they're live streamers, and they do these breaks, and basically you bid to get a team. And so sometimes they'll just have set prices for the team you want. So I'd pay $200 to get the Yankees or whatever. But then sometimes it's random, so it might be like $40 for a spot, but you might get the Marlins because it's random. So, and then they open them on camera, and then whatever, like if I have the Yankees, any Yankee that gets pulled, then you get that. So like I've gotten some cool stuff before, like autograph cards that are Yankees. I've gotten, like the relic cards that have like pieces of Derek Jeter's jersey in it. I have hundreds of autographed baseball cards.
When we get our YouTube up and going, you guys will see some of this
That's
memorabilia.
Right.
Yeah. So
well, tell them what got you.
So
hooked.
basically, but it's more like gambling. So I'm going to show you, and I can't buy stuff because my wife.
Why is it like gambling?
All right, because
you pay for a
look,
spot, but if they open those cards and say you got the Braves.
So check this out.
Open it.
Right, so right here, this guy has cards. All right,
fun,
and this guy has like a deck of cards that has every team, and so like the only teams that are left are the Marlins, Guardians, Rays, Cubs, and Giants. Oh, and Braves, and Rockies. He has a bunch. So he's about to run a bid, and you basically will bid, and like if you're a Braves fan, you pay like $50, and if you get the Braves, that's great. But you're paying to get a spot.
But
there might not be any Braves that even get open.
Right. So how often were you like, God, my chair is terrible, isn't it?
I told you it's change it. You gonna make a change?
So there was like.
So is this similar to the show? So my question is this similar to the show where they would have storage units and you didn't know what was in the storage unit?
Kind of. Well, you know what? So this right here, he's opening Bowman hobby boxes. So, and right now this bid is at $49 for pick your team. It's up to $51 now, and so like you could pick whatever team if you win the bid. But the thing is like.
But you might not get a card. So you may not get nothing.
So how often were you?
$50.
So you said you were.
Chris, I've spent $200 or $300 on spots.
So you
what?
Like it's
in one
it's a gambling addiction, dude. I've spent thousands and thousands of dollars on that app.
Yeah,
I don't understand.
Tell them what got you hooked. Like what your first time doing this.
So my first time ever doing it. All right.
I don't have this kind of money.
You spent thousands.
I don't anymore. That's why I don't do it anymore. So my first time ever doing it.
No, you don't do it anymore because Savannah.
No, because I legit don't have any self-control. The last time I did it back probably. So I'm really bad when I have time on my hands, like on breaks.
Summertime is going to be tough.
So on Thanksgiving break, I like bought into a spot for like $300 and something. And then Savannah saw it and was like, "What did you buy for $300?" And I was like, "Really? I didn't get a lot of anything. Like I didn't even get anything good." And
dude.
So my first time ever doing it, and I know I sound like a gambling addict, and I probably am. But so anyways, so my first time ever doing it, I pull. Let's see, where he is.
Are we gonna have an intervention on here?
Maybe.
This is too early. We'd lose a lot of listeners.
We're gonna let him spiral first.
All right. So the first time I ever do it,
we need more content.
Yeah.
So the first time I ever do it, they're having. Sometimes they'll have promotional things to try to get you in there. And so the first time I ever do it, they're like, all right, so you bid for teams like normal. You get your team. And so certain cards will be numbered cards, okay? And some will be like out of 99. Some will be out of 499. Some will be really rare. And so it was like...
There's some that's one of one.
Yeah.
There's only one card like that.
Right. And so they were like, whoever gets the lowest numbered card gets to do the mystery box thing. I'm like, okay. So I get the Yankees. I pay $300 and something for the Yankees.
Yeah.
That same break, I actually paid like $195 for the Braves too, and I didn't get any Braves. But anyways, so I pay like $300 to get the Yankees.
Wait, just to back up. Do you know how many cards they're going to open?
You know how many cases and stuff, and so yeah, you know how many cards. Okay. So the first card that comes out is out of 27, and it's a Derek Jeter it's this Derek Jeter card that has a piece of pinstripe uniform, a piece of his gray jersey, and a piece of bat, and it's all game used. And so I mean that's like a couple $100 card. It's not great, but it's it's out of 27, so that's a pretty low number. But then this Goose Gossage, he's a Hall of Famer, out of 5 autograph comes out. And so I get that. And so it's out of 5. So I get the mystery box. So then I get this O'Neal Cruz signed jersey. And so like that's the first time I ever do this. I'm like, man, this is freaking easy.
2 cards, one out of 27.
The Goose Gossage was I
5.
sold the Goose Gossage for $400.
There you go.
I still have the Derek Jeter, and that jersey's a couple $100. So, but anyways, so the next time I do it, I'm at work. All right. So this already got me. I'm at work doing this. Yeah. And
this is in between looking at Google Maps.
Yeah. So
virtual tourism.
So I hit another one. I win another. They did a duck race. Have y'all ever seen the duck races?
No.
So anybody that had a team,
no, Ben, we have not done this.
Anybody that had a team, they would do a duck race.
Things, right?
Duck race is it's like online, and you just enter in names. You could do this even in your classroom. Like if you wanted to have like a giveaway, it's like a digital rubber duck.
Okay.
And they race, and it's just random who wins.
Okay.
And so anybody that got a spot got in the duck race. So I buy a card, I buy a team, I get in the duck race.
How much?
I was only in this one for like $50. I got the Blue Jays and got a signed Alejandro Kirk, their starting catcher card. But I didn't care about that. I got in the duck race. So I get in the duck race. I win a signed Shane Bieber jersey. He won a Cy Young like 3 or 4 years ago. I won another signed jersey. So then later that day, still at work, I don't work there anymore, so it's okay. Still at work, I win another duck race and win a signed hat by Spencer Torkelson, the first base for the Tigers. So 2 days in a row, I won 3 giveaways and got 3 different pieces of signed memorabilia.
No way that's random. They know what they're doing.
Dude.
They're like, we suck this guy.
And from that moment on, dude, it was freaking, like, I'm telling you.
He was on it.
Oh, my gosh. Like, I got to delete the app right now or I'll start again. I literally just downloaded it to show you guys.
One more time. Let's plug them one more time. What's the app called?
It's called Whatnot. But so on Whatnot, they have breakers. And like it's almost like radio DJs. Like they're professionals that like run 24 hours a day and they have shifts.
Oh wow.
And
definitely professionals.
So they're making this available. Okay, so let's recap. So you found this app. They let you win a couple times.
But see, it's random, man. I promise it's random.
Sure.
It was that you randomly won on the first.
First 3.
Not like, one. You randomly won big.
But I think it has to be actually truly random because like
dude, they got an algorithm.
It's the same as like fixing like gaming. It's the same thing. Like you can't like a casino fixing. But even still, even if that part is fixed, the fact that I got like 3 or 4 autographed cards from these boxes that are factory sealed that are, like I got the best cards in those boxes. I mean, it was very good luck. But man. Yeah, I mean, I know somebody, dude. I got a buddy that spends more than me. I mean, he went, but he has tens of thousands of dollars worth of baseball cards.
Let me finish my recap, and we'll just. So Ben gets into this. He wins big on his first 3 times, and then proceeds to have a self-proclaimed obsession with this app where he drops undisclosed amounts of money.
I mean,
has to delete it from his phone.
Has to delete it from his phone.
Buddy, I'm going to be completely honest. If you wanted me to, I could go in here and see my past orders.
Don't.
I kind of want to know. I want to know how much.
All right, over under. Let's do it.
I want to know how much.
$2,000.
I don't have time to add it, but all right. So here we go. I'll just go. All right, here we go.
Hold on.
No, I don't want you to add all of it, dude. Seriously, my wife will listen to this, and I might get a divorce.
Okay. So you say 2,000?
Yeah, I said over. That's the number.
Listen,
over under.
I'm not.
I'm going. How long was this? How long did this obsession last?
About a year.
Over.
All right. Change.
It's over $2,000 for sure.
I'm gonna say. I'm gonna say
$10,000 over under. I'm gonna go under $10,000.
All right, so
I'm gonna go over.
I'm just gonna read the first. All right. 247, 73, 69, 15, 25, 48, 44, 42, 48, 65, 84, 93, 110, 65, 70, 32, 37, 144, 19, 325.
So how many?
52, 57, 64, 40, 72, 47, 49, 58, 161, 18, 16, 16, 55, 54. But this goes...
Oh my God, he is just scrolling right now. Like
Ben.
Yeah, undisclosed
number.
So that's why I stopped doing it. Because it's like gambling. But like...
No, it is gambling.
It's gambling, but it's like you get cool stuff in return, like baseball cards.
So, in gambling, you do also get cool stuff.
You just get money.
But eventually I realized like the thing is I could take that. Like, I could take 2 or 3 of those purchases and just go buy whatever my dream card would be anyways. Like, my best case scenario from that, let's say I spend $50 and get in on a break, and I hit a signed Derek Jeter card. Well, I can go buy a signed Derek Jeter card for $700. So why don't I just not try that 100 times and spend $5,000? Why not just go spend?
So you're like, so we all got that point when we're at the arcade as kids, right? And we're like, man, I want that, but I spent like $100 in coins.
I could just go buy that stuffed animal.
Dude, I freaking hate
$5.
Arcades.
They're terrible.
Dude, it's a money pit, man.
It's such a money pit.
So I still like baseball cards, and Hudson likes them. So we'll go to the baseball card shop sometimes and stuff.
That's a better route.
So it kind of gets to like gardening. Like,
no,
you're not financially
don't bring that into this.
You're not financially going to make it good. But
these guys got to see my garden. How good
if
it
you like doing
it,
you know, and you enjoy that as a hobby.
Thank you. That's what that was my whole.
Well, this
point.
is the way I look. So Hudson has basically every Brave starter, and then he has also like all the old ones like Derek or Chipper Jones.
Does he have above his commode like we did when we were kids? All the positions, like the frame with the positions on
these
the
are
field
all just on his bookshelf. But
did y'all have one of those as a kid?
I mean, he probably has 15 or 20 Braves autographs, and then he has some other random ones that I got. Just like
got a Tom Glavine card that says John Smoltz.
Oh, that's a good misprint.
Yep.
So, have y'all ever seen the Bill Ripken misprint?
No.
Or it wasn't a misprint; it just got out accidentally. So, he's holding the bat like this, and that on photo day, somebody like wanted to prank him. He's holding the bat like this, and on the knob right here, it says. And that card.
Wait, it says what? Well, I didn't hear it.
I'm not saying it again. But anyways, that card gets printed. So you can buy a Bill Ripken card that says that.
Is Bill Ripken Cal Ripken's dad?
This is brother.
Brother.
For those of you
They played together for a little bit, didn't they?
Who are listening,
Did I make that up?
it
Yeah,
rhymes with duck trace.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or you could actually
that
have
a
said the second.
subdivision?
You could have said the second word. It
Hey,
rhymes with duck face.
where do you live? Duck Trace.
Duck trace.
You know the subdivision over there off Waterworks. Duck
So
Trace.
anyways,
The one with the pond. Yeah.
I get obsessed with things. And like when I'm obsessed with them, that's all I dream of. Like I literally will, like when I'm dreaming at night, I'll be thinking of like baseball cards or like disc golf. Like lately, all I can think about is disc golf.
Well, I get obsessed with sports or like activities like that, but not. But I think one of the reasons you do is because, like, man, you come out average on most things you do. Like, so I took you disc golfing, what, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
All right, 2 weeks ago, Ben starts disc golfing. I've been playing for 3 years. Now, granted, if there's any disc golfers out there, I'm not great. But like the other day, I shot 6 under on a 24-hole course. Ben, what did you shoot first time we went? Is it 17? 17 over. Last week we went and he shot 17 over, but like first 9 he was probably 11 over. So he fixed it, and then last week, so 1 week into his disc golf life, he cuts his front 9 from like 11 over to he's coming out at 1 over. Like you get good at things so quickly. I think it's easy when you have success at something. It's easy to have a little.
Yeah, that's true.
Build you some obsession.
Yeah.
Well, I never had a lot of success at skateboarding, but that's still true.
Yeah.
So I think that was more of just like, the 50-year-old that buys the Corvette. I was the 24-year-old that was like, I'm still a kid. I'm gonna go buy a skateboard,
Cargo shorts.
So
skate with my buddies.
So when I was about 14, I played horseshoes with some old people from real small town Gillsville.
Oh, dude, there's some horseshoers in Gillsville now.
They're serious, and I got upset. So I built my own like boxes and stuff. And for those of you who don't know, if you play horseshoes on grass,
You're an amateur.
Yeah, you're not really
You're
playing.
not serious.
Gotta have the sand.
What do you call that? What do you call it? Where you put where the stake and the
It's a
sand?
pit, right? Was it a pit?
I call it boxes.
I thought it was like a horseshoe pit.
I can't remember if it was a ring. I don't remember what it was called.
No, it's not a ring.
So I remember I would go like, you got to have sand. Well, I didn't have any money. I couldn't buy sand. So there was like a creek way down this huge hill at my house. I would haul sand.
No way.
Like, no, my boxes were pristine. I had a bunch of old dudes from Gillsville
coming over to your house to play.
Coming over to my house, and we would play for
Drop
hours.
some names.
Oh, man.
Frank.
Steve Holsey. My Uncle Mike.
Oh, of course.
My dad.
I bet.
Yeah, there's some.
Mike Griffin over there. That was a party.
Yeah.
Man.
It was a good time. So that was one of mine.
I definitely went through a skater phase. It lasted about a week.
What is y'all's deal with skating?
It was popular when I was like, not
When we were like
20-something.
10, 11.
Yeah. So for like a week.
It was more popular up where, in Habersham too. When I moved here, like my first day in Banks County, I swear I walked in wearing skate shoes. And I look around, everybody's got boots on. I'm like, I'm different.
Carhartts
like,
and
what
boots
the
on.
heck?
Dude.
And there was like two dudes, and I can still tell you who they are, but I'm not going to call names. And they were like, I like your shoes. And I'm like, I don't want to be friends with you. And I went and
that got him out of the face.
Yeah.
Dude,
So-
I went to a more diverse school than in middle school
Yeah,
than what,
you
than
did.
what,
That's
than
for
what
sure.
we graduated from. And there were no skaters.
Not surprising the school you went to.
And so when I got here in the 9th grade, there was like emos and stuff. I didn't know that was a thing. It was different for me.
Yeah.
So
My obsessions all stem from sports, I think. I was definitely into baseball cards when I was a kid. I'd buy those books that told you how much they were worth at the time and stuff. So I still have all those cards somewhere. They're definitely not
They're
any
not
like,
worth anything,
No,
probably. If
probably-
you bought them
but-
when you were a kid.
Well, that's the thing is like it was.
What about a Hank Aaron? I got a Hank Aaron.
It was
It's in good
yeah,
shape.
but
It's a rookie.
is it original?
I mean, it's a rookie Hank Aaron.
Is it a reprint?
I don't know.
So it all depends on.
I got a registered Nolan Run.
It all depends on.
did you say registered?
You mean
Like
is
a
it
dog?
graded?
Graded. I mean, yeah.
So it all
in the
depends
case.
on the condition. Like, what's the grade on it? I don't remember. So it really
and
depends on the. It really depends on the condition.
I really
but
thought baseball
then-
cards were over, man.
But then like the 80s and 90s, 2000s, they mass print so many.
It's called the
that
junk wax
all
era.
of that, yeah, the junk wax era. I guess I'm supposed to know that.
Well, so there's a
everyone has it because there's 1,000 of each of these cards.
yeah. So there's
So is it this card right here?
so if I have a good one, I got that one. Yeah.
So that card, a PSA 2, sold.
This is a Hank Aaron card, by the way.
It's sold for or it's actually currently right now. It's got 36 bids, and it goes tomorrow, and it's at $1,700.
Well, Dad, thank you for all those baseball cards. They will no longer be in our possession.
But that's graded.
This one isn't graded.
So I would send it to PSA.
So there is a market for this now.
Oh, yeah.
But see, if it was in better shape, then that's a PSA 2. So like here's a PSA 7 that's $8,700.
I got to get to these baseball cards before my brother listens to this.
You need to let
podcast.
me, you need to let me look at them.
Yeah,
Look,
I'll bring them.
yeah.
yeah, that's
Sweet.
there you go.
Awesome.
And
Like if you have any Mickey Mantles,
Oh no.
Mickey Mantle's like the biggest, like the most valuable card ever. It's like the 52 Mickey Mantle, I think.
No.
And
I
it's,
have a-
it was
the
like
most
over $1 million.
valuable is the Honus Wagner.
yeah.
No,
Honus Wagner.
the Mickey Mantle passed it. I promise.
What?
Then the Honus Wagner.
The Honus Wagner cigarette package one.
Yeah, I don't know a lot about baseball cards, but I knew the Honus Wagner one was.
There used to be these books
So the
when I was a kid.
What were they called?
It would be like Honus and me.
So right here in 2022, 1952 Topps Mickey Mantle card sells for 12.6 million, shattering record.
Jeez, that does shatter the record.
Were they called Beckett? Like someone at Beckett?
Yeah.
That was like the
Beckett
books
books?
that you look for the price.
Well,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
well, and
But I was
Beckett-
talking about-
Beckett also grades too. So you can PSA is the biggest one, but you can Beckett's another one that you could send to.
Chris, you ever had any obsessions? Because I feel like you've had obsessions that. Are,
Yeah, so my problem with
Bible.
obsessions is
that's true.
The Lord.
I continue with an obsession until I can beat somebody at it.
Like anybody?
Somebody that I think is has a reputation at it. And when I can beat them at it, I may continue, but I won't quit until then. If I obsess over something.
So what was golf? Did golf start that way?
Yeah, golf started like that.
Because there was a time when I could beat you at golf, and I cannot now.
Yeah, golf started until I could really beat the person that taught me how to play. Then I was satisfied.
You had a good teacher because you're a pretty good golfer. I'll give you that.
No, well, like fishing, like until I could win our little angler of the year thing in our little club, I wasn't satisfied. But once I am satisfied, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
once I can beat somebody at whatever the obsession is, I'm
obsessed.
That says a lot about me in a bad way, but
I'm obsessed with wiffle ball.
Wiffle ball's so fun, man.
I get
wiffle ball is a lot of fun.
like that tournament we do once a year.
Chappelle.
We're like 3 months away. I've already marked the field. Like I am ready.
Me too.
Wow.
I am ready. I watch videos on YouTube.
Oh, but
All right,
hold on.
I got a confession to make.
If
okay?
you don't watch wiffle ball videos on YouTube, you should, because if
It's-
you're a sports fan,
all right, the new
it's
ball,
good.
the new ball they throw,
What?
it's without the holes in
The
it.
blitz ball?
Yeah. Okay.
That's
So,
not-
so I'm at recess the other day, which is the coolest thing about being an elementary school teacher is getting to play wiffle ball every day and being with fifth graders. Cool. So there's a previous coach of ours when we were in high school. His son strikes me out in 3 pitches. I never come close to the ball.
Wait till you try to hit against me.
I never come close to it.
Jason did hit it. He
smoked it.
Contact. I hung a slider.
Yeah, don't do that.
Yeah,
but you did. So I hit off of you.
Can't hit the riser.
No, the riser's pretty tough.
Ooh.
But I get obsessed with that wiffle ball though, guys. Like too much. And like you were saying, if you like sports, you should watch MLW wiffle ball. Yeah. Major League Wiffle Ball.
I didn't know that was a thing.
It is good, legit. Dude. And the way they broadcast it too is like
it's legit.
They only show
What's
you
the guy's name? The big one?
Like the highlights?
Norp.
Yeah.
Oh, Jimmy Norp.
Norp. Yeah.
You just got Norp.
Like, yeah.
It's legit.
Some of the pitches, dude.
And they crazy. Only show you the last pitch of the at bat. That way it speeds the game up and stuff. Cool. And it is. And Norp freaking makes diving catches and all these weird.
How long's the field?
I don't know.
It's like, I mean, it's
like
short.
a softball field?
No, it's way shorter because they're using the skinny bats.
Yeah.
Oh.
So you're talking about like, I don't know, 60 feet.
And like an actual wiffle ball. Like those blitz balls go further.
Yeah.
Let me tell you what's serious. People that obsess over softball.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, yeah.
That's a different kind of individual.
Are you talking about like men's? Like
yes, like men's softball is a different... People who obsess over men's softball is a different kind of individual.
I had to stop playing because I was just chill.
Hold on.
Like we win, we lose, whatever. But everyone else is like, no, we're doing this.
I got to tell a story about Chris Porter right here.
Okay.
We're at was it a church league? Okay.
What story are you going for?
Was it a church league right here that we were playing? It was me and
the
you.
one where we stacked the team and still got whooped.
Maybe. I don't know. This is all I remember. There was one guy, it was at Gilsville. There was one guy, he had cranked probably, I don't know, he'd probably hit 5 or 6 home runs a day. Like, you know.
Oh, I remember this now.
And so he comes up to bat. I'm in short. He about took my head off one time. Like it was bad. I didn't have a cup on. It was serious. Like he short hopped me and it took a bad hop and I don't know how I caught it. I just remember the other team being like, he just fell on that one. He didn't even know where to go. And I was like, yeah, you're right. So this dude has hit 5 or 6 home runs. I don't know. It was like $20 to play. We're in a tight game with this team, and this dude that had hit so many home runs comes up to bat, and Chris does not want to pitch to him. And Chris comes up and he calls me over. And he's like, I'm about to walk him. I go, Chris, slow pitch softball. Can you do that? He's like, yeah, dude, I'm about to do it. I'm like, you do you, brother. The way in which you walked him, Chris takes the ball and rolls it.
I wasn't sure of the procedures in slow pitch softball.
He rolls it to the catcher. And this dude is like,
he's mad.
I don't know if y'all know. Like, I'm trying. All right, in your head, think of a burly man.
Rage monster
that looks like he's probably committed murder a couple times. That's what this dude looks like, and he is getting pissed. And Chris, like, first pitch is like, ha, 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 ha. Second pitch is like, what are we doing? Third pitch is like, I paid money to be here just like you. And then by the time we actually walked him, I'm like, we're gonna have to fight. We're gonna have to fight. Mad. He was so mad, and I was like, dude, that was the ballsiest.
This dude's identity was on how well he hit a softball. Like,
usually the people that play softball, that is their whole identity.
Yeah. Dude could hit it though.
Dude like, had a good self-image. He had a good self-esteem.
It was, but I was like, and Chris is the world's best at like awkward moments.
Oh man,
it does not bother him
because he lives in awkward moments.
That's
like
true.
It's not
true.
The tension. Like imagine.
I'm gonna be honest. The only person that has more awkward moments than Chris is
you,
Ryan.
But I don't like them.
Look, the moments that me and Ryan have awkward moments together are historic awkward moments. So can I talk about the most awkward moment? That's the most historical awkward moment.
If I can, I think I know which one it is.
There's a couple of them.
With me.
Yes.
I tell this story all the time.
This is one of my favorites. It's got to be on this podcast.
All right,
I won't use names.
All right.
But there is a friend that we have, a mutual friend who's a girl.
Okay.
And she was dating this guy that we all become friends with somewhat later that would hang out with us.
Friends.
All right, an acquaintance. Okay, that we needed a fifth to play cards with that we invite.
So I don't think we needed a fifth. I think you just invited him.
But probably because of this moment. Probably because I felt bad for the guy because of what I'm about to tell you.
Yeah.
So we are this girl who's a friend of ours is dating this guy she went to college with. He is in love with her. Apparently, he proposes to her. She says no. So we are going to go get some Chinese food before we meet at Ben's house to play cards. So it's me and this guy. No, so Ryan's with me. It's me and no. We pick Ryan up.
Yeah.
Me and this guy. This guy's in the back. That's how I remember this. Me and this guy's in the back. So I'm driving. This guy's in the back. Ryan gets in the car beside me, so he's in the passenger seat. And we're not in the car 30 seconds.
I've never met this kid.
He didn't know this guy in the back. Okay, yeah, he didn't. And he looks at me and he goes, "Hey, did you hear about that guy, the girl that we know, like she rejected him? He proposed and she said no. Did you hear about that?" And I'll look at Ryan and I said, "You mean the guy in the back?"
Yeah, Chris like looked at me and I was like, "What?" And the guy in the back, he goes, "Yeah, that was me."
It was terrible. I didn't know what to say.
Man.
So there's another awkward moment that includes Ryan, which is really my fault. But that's the best. Yeah.
Yeah. This wasn't on me. This was not my doing.
So I was a youth pastor at the time, and there was a guy going to our youth group whose name was Ryan. I was trying to get to know him a little better, and I sent a text message to Ryan and say, "Hey, do you want to go play golf? Man, love to hang out with you, play some golf, get to know you a little better." Yeah. So. That I didn't tell him that, and when I just texted him like, "Hey, you want to go play golf?" So me and another guy we went to the golf course to meet Ryan. So I get there and get in the golf cart and looking around and Griffin is there. Ryan Griffin's there. And I'm like, "Hey man, how are you? Good to see you." And he's like, "Yeah man, looking forward to playing." I'm like, "Oh yeah, I hope you hit him good, man." And then he's like, "Hey, can I get on with you?" I'm like, "Well, we're playing." And I was like, "Uh-oh, it hit me."
He texted the wrong Ryan.
I texted him and not the other Ryan. Anyhow,
did you admit it like at the time?
I don't remember if I
did you just play it off?
No. It was years later. And that's not secondhand embarrassment. It was like.
But I remember going to the guy I was with, and I was like, "Hey, I texted the wrong one." He's like, "You idiot."
We had a great time, and honestly, that day is what got us all back together a little bit. Or me back in the.
So the Lord works all things together for good.
Yeah. And I got another. This is turned into, hey, let's tell about Ryan's awkward moments. Yeah. So this is before my wife and I started dating or anything, but I thought that I was talking to this girl. Right. This is the most embarrassing moment of my life. Oh, hands down. Wait. So I thought I was talking to this girl, right? And so I have a buddy who's at a friend of this girl's house, and the girl that I'm talking to is there. So my buddy texts me and is like, "Hey, we're hanging out over here. You need to come over here because she's just hanging out. Ain't got there's not a boy to the girl boy ratio's off, and she's the one
you can bring balance."
Yeah. I'm like, "All right, dude, I'm there." So I leave. I'm like, "Hey, mom, I'm going, blah, blah, blah." I get there. I walk in, dude. I'm feeling good about it. I chat mom up. I'm like, "Hey, how y'all been?" She's like, "Oh, I'm good. How are you?" I'm like, "I'm good." She's like, "How's your mom?" I'm like, "Man, they're good. They just getting bigger, like I'm dropping jokes. She's laughing. Dad comes out. And I'm like, "Hey, man, like, dude, I've heard about like your athletics back in the day. Like I've heard you were a dog." And he's like, "Oh, no." But he's liking
up to the future.
Yeah. So I'm like, so I'm killing it, I'm killing it with them. They're like, "Well," I was like, "All right, well, I'm gonna run over here," so they're in this basement. So I go down in this basement. I walk in. My buddy who had texted me, I live like 5 minutes away. In the time that he texted me for me to leave and get over there, another boy has shown up.
Oh.
And this boy played linebacker for a Division I football program. And so I walk in and I'm like, and I'm unannounced. Dude, they do not know I'm coming. Like, my friend did not tell.
Oh, you got a bad
Did not
friend.
tell anyone. So I walk in, and they're in this basement. And I walk in, and it's like they just kind of look up at me. And they're like, hey, Ryan, what's up?
What are you doing at my house?
And like, I don't know what to say because this girl and this boy are clearly together.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
like, they're hanging out together.
Oh, I got you.
And I'm like, I was just in the neighborhood. I like lean up against the door jamb and just like I'm holding the door up. And I'm like, I'm just up in the neighborhood. I just gonna drop by because I knew y'all were down here. Like, I'm watching your driveway or something. And like,
that's terrible.
And dude, it is the work. And I'm like, and they're like, then they start trying to introduce me to this guy. I'm like, I don't want to know him.
You're like arm wrestle time.
Yeah, dude. I'm like, man.
Ryan said,
this dude is massive.
he said, I'd shake your hand, but I got eczema. So.
I got the atopic dermatitis. So just imagine at 16 years old, you walk in, you think you're getting in with some girl, right? And like, you walk down and there's Division I linebacker. Yeah, that's essentially. I'm like, you know what? I lose. You can have this one. I'm not beating that.
Oh man.
And so I was like, and so then the worst part was like I had to leave. There was no exit strategy. There was like, so I was just like, all right, well, I was just gonna stop. I mean, it was like 2 minutes. I was like, I was just stopping in, but hey, I'm gonna let y'all have it. I'm gonna let y'all get to it, And it was the worst, dude. It was the worst. So
I'm so glad that happened to you.
I see the friend that texts me at school the next day, and I'm like, hey, I hate you.
For real.
And he goes, for what? I said, what you mean? And so I proceed to tell him, like, dude, like and he was there. He saw how uncomfortable it was. Like, he was there. And he's like, man, I'm sorry. I was with this other girl. And he's like, I wasn't thinking straight. I'm like, that's not a good reason. That is not a good excuse.
This reminds me, kids, why you shouldn't do drugs.
What? No one was doing. No one was doing
things like this.
No one was doing drugs.
All right. So, next topic. I thought a lot recently about how, when you're younger, if you want to just try something, you just try it. Like, as far as athleticism goes, whatever. As you get older, you still have that mentality of like, I'm a young buck, like I could do this. But it doesn't always work. So I'm going to lead with a story. All right. So my house, my father-in-law built my girls a swing set out of these old cedar posts. And it's, it's like A-frame swing set. So it's a good little angle. All right. Well, we're just playing around the yard and I pretend to run up the swing set, and take a couple steps, and the daughters think that's awesome.
So you like parkour?
Right. This is a parkour story.
Parkour.
Yeah, parkour. So I keep trying it. I keep doing it. So eventually I'm like, you know what? I think I could get all the way to the top of that swing set. So my yard it's not like perfectly flat. So I don't have a lot of like downhill, like I can't run downhill because my timing's going to be off. Like I've done long jump before in track. I know how you time up your steps. So I'm like going uphill. It's going to be a little different coming downhill. So what I'm going to do is take the high jump approach of circling around. They circle around and jump up. All right. So I count off my steps and I get it right.
The athletic way that you've seen on TV.
Yes.
Yep.
So I'm like, yeah, I can do this. And I'm 31 at the time. So I take off like full speed and I hit that corner and I go and I put one foot on that swing set to start going up it, running. And my shoe slips and I'm running full speed. So there's nothing that's going to happen except for me hitting this post. I'm just hoping I don't straddle the thing. So I slip and I kind of go sideways and I hit like my thigh. And I'm probably like chest high on this swing set. And I smash into this post and I hit the ground. And I swear to you, I thought I broke my leg. Like 100% thought I broke my leg. So I hit the ground and it's bent. And I can't straighten it.
Your leg?
So I just I'm like laying there like this on the ground, like back on the ground, side on the ground, belly on the ground.
Kids watching?
Kids are watching. Yeah.
Wife?
Yep. So I'm laying there and I'm just going, oh God, just making a lot of grunts. And my wife comes over and she touches me and I'm like, don't touch me. Don't touch me.
Not in front of the kids.
My 2-year-old starts crying. Graceland's like, Anna's like, what do you want me to do? And I'm just like, just don't touch me. Just don't touch me.
Called 911.
Yeah. And she's like, do I need to go get your dad? And I'm like, please, no. Like, don't bring my dad over here to get me. She's like, how are you going to get up? I was like, just don't touch me. I'll be okay. So I'll roll around for like 5 minutes and eventually stand up. I wish I had seen this. Guys, I have a scar.
Ow.
Like there was blood.
All because you were trying to do what? Touch the top of a swing set?
I was going to run all the way to the
parkour.
top.
All the way
like up the A-frame. Oh.
That seems like
when Steve Carell jumps off the.
That's the dumbest thing.
Oh man! But I thought it was more of a like.
I have never been athletic enough even to attempt that.
Well, I just
it's never entered my mind that I could do something like that.
So now.
Tip over.
You're very athletic.
I limped around the school for like days.
I remember this.
Yeah, I was for
sure. You've been one of those teachers with the scooters. You put your leg up on, and
I had this huge there was blood on the swings. I don't know how you hit a swing set so hard that it breaks the skin.
I'll tell you how.
Ow.
You try to run up the frame of it.
I want to watch The Office so bad.
For months after that, Inslee was like, she speaks better now. But she would be like, Daddy broke his head and swing set. We'd come out. She had flashbacks. She thought I was dead. Anna was just seeing dollar signs.
PTSD.
But
that's when she started jacking up.
She did eventually go get my dad. Well, my dad came out of the yard of his house, and she called him over. He saw me on the ground, and he walks over and he says, "You all right?" And I'm like, "No, but yeah." And he said, "You want me to shoot you?"
90s parents, brother.
I said, "No." He said, "All right." And then he walked away.
Yep.
Do you have a gunshot wound?
I got
one. I got one of those.
Yeah.
But it's not as cool as that. But it's when I realized I was old and I didn't need to play sports, like real sports.
Well, anymore. I mean, yesterday, we hung out at Ben's house. Thanks for not showing up, Chris. Sorry. We hung out at Ben's house, played in the pool, wiffle ball. We did a lot of stuff.
We were winded.
Yes, and sore. I'm sore.
I'm sore. I'm hurting today.
So my family has a flag football game every year on Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah.
My mother's side of the family. It's called the Brown Bowl. We meet at the old high school football field in Banks County, and it's legit. There's 25 people.
That's awesome, man.
There's some people in their 50s who played high school sports at Jefferson, still big name football athletes.
Are you?
And so,
Ben, are you purchasing on Whatnot right now?
No, I was reading I was reading an email. I'm sorry.
So we're having this flag. I think I was 29 or 30 when this happened to me. I'm just running a route. Nobody guarding.
What post route?
Actually, just a go.
Just a go route.
That means straight line. Running in a straight line.
Nobody thinks I'm going to catch a go route.
I ain't never seen you.
So I'm running a go route. I literally fell about 30 yards down the field. Hyperextended my knee.
On a go route.
You don't even plan. No, I didn't even stop.
Unguarded go route.
Unguarded go route.
They saw it.
I'm pretty sure we threw a quick hitch to the right side. I'm on the left running a go route just hopefully the safety just keeps an eye on me.
They saw him go and they're like, nah.
Yeah.
We ain't doing
I
that.
hyperextend my knee and I'm on the couch for a long time. I would not go to the doctor because I was embarrassed. Mm-hmm. But at that moment, I was like, all sports that you actually have to be athletic to participate in, I'm too old.
I think that until about 3 or 4 years ago, I was all right. But now I'm just so stiff that I can't do anything. I can't even sleep late. I'm so stiff. Let alone play sports.
Dude, I've had a crick in my back. I didn't know that was a thing, but I have a crick in my back for days now. And I think it's because Inslee gets in our bed and I end up sleeping on way less bed than I need. Yeah. And I'm hanging on by everything, So I tried to get Anna to massage it out last night. She couldn't touch me. If she touched my back, I was just don't touch me. Take my wallet. Yeah, it was bad.
Man,
but there's a reason. There's a reason we do Chappelle on Labor Day weekend, guys.
Oh, we got to have recovery days.
Because we play Saturday.
Yes.
And you have Sunday and Monday to recover.
Yes. Yeah, I was last year, dude. I was so sore, man. I couldn't move the next day. It was bad.
Oh yeah, no, we played.
It was real bad.
So I had a friend who convinced me to go skiing. And this
Are you preparing for your Olympic selection?
Yes, I was slalom. I don't even know if that's the right word. But no, so he convinced me to go skiing, and I'm like, okay, like if you watch skiing, it's
it looks easy.
So I'm like, and I'm a relatively coordinated, like
you got hand-eye coordination.
Yeah, I can. I pick most things up, So I get to go. I make it 3 feet fall. 3 feet fall. All the way.
Snowboard
freaking,
or skis?
I try. I started on a snowboard. I was like, this is stupid. Can't do this.
Yeah.
Try skis. Same result.
Really.
But what really hit home, and I quit. So we're about halfway through the day, and I quit because I eat it. Right. I made it 10 feet was my max, and I ate it. This little 7-year-old is just one of them just whizzes by my face like, look at that moron. The other one comes by and he does this cool little stop where he throws snow everywhere.
Oh yeah.
And then he looks down at me, a 7-year-old. Hey bro, you okay? You need some help? I'm like, if you don't get your little, so I took my skis off right there on the slope, put them in my arms, and walked down the hill in the grass. And then sat there and you know how many people walked down the hill in the grass that entire day?
One.
And it was me.
It shows you that when we live in the South, that you are walking down the hill in the grass next to the ski slope.
Yeah, it's not even a real ski slope. This is like just a little hill. It's in the mountains, but it's like, we're not talking about Colorado. I'm not on the one that you actually got to ride the thing. Also, getting off of the thing, the lift,
that's
is terrifying.
Oh man!
And you got these
when you don't know what you're doing, because it don't stop.
And then the instructor's like, or not, I didn't have an instructor, but the person helping me, they talk about making the pizza shape with your skis. Yeah, my knees just being in, and I about ripped my ACL out. That's not
those
working.
Those people, when they're getting you off of those things, because I had a similar experience. They're like hurting you through, like, get off, go. And I'm like, ah!
It is aggressive. They're like,
I'm going to be honest.
It's the same way at the Masters in the restroom.
I was so scared they were going to have to push the stop button for me because I couldn't get off the thing.
Yeah.
And then the next chair is coming, whether you like it or not.
Have I ever told you about Savannah ice skating?
Oh, golly.
So
I think I seen videos of this.
We were in Gatlinburg one time, and this was before we had kids, and we went to the ski resort up there. They have indoor ice skating there. And I was like, I used to love ice skating when I was a kid. Let's go ice skating. And she's like, no, I'm not doing that. And I was like, oh, you are. So I make her get out there. This is the last time I ever made her do anything against her will. I swear. So we get out there, and she can't even stand up. And like all the way around, there's a rail, and she's holding on to this rail. And I'm like, at least give me your left hand, and I'll hold that hand. And she's like, no, get away from me.
Don't touch me.
And so I'm like, all right, well, if you're gonna be that way, so I just
zip off.
I'm just zipping around now, just like And so I'm just skating around, and this is a huge circle, and she gets as far away from the entrance as you can get. Ladies and gentlemen, please clear the ice for the Zamboni. And so all these people just skate off. I skate over to him like, Savannah, we got to go. Let me help you. She's like, no.
Is that the cleaning machine?
Yeah, it like smooths it. And so I get off. She will not let me touch it off. I'm fine. So I skate off. I'm standing here. She's 100 yards. And she's going just inches at a time. And the guy is sitting here on his Zamboni just watching her. And everybody's laughing. And I'm just like, it was the funniest thing I've ever seen.
That was the worst part about this. Really, like the 7-year-old was bad, but the worst part that I wasn't even going to mention because my wife picked it up in like 10 minutes and was just like doing so good. She's like, it's just you just got it. And then she started trying to give me instruction. I'm like, no.
I quit.
This ain't how this works. Nuh-uh. You don't know what you're doing. I can't either.
Take this.
Like I'm gonna quit. I'm gonna get some hot chocolate. I'm gonna sit down on that bench with that grandma, and we're gonna have a conversation about how cool y'all look coming down this hill. Like that's what's about to happen. And that's what I did. Had a great time. Man. Had a great time. Her name was Dolores.
So I want to shout out to one of our sponsors. Cougar Tobacco Products.
Yeah.
Okay. One of our real sponsors.
So
Shitwood Orchards.
I found out.
Where's that?
Talking about finding things out, I want to give them a shout out because I found out I couldn't do dip one time. I never tried it.
Good story.
I never tried it.
Who convinced you to try it?
So me and a person on this podcast panel, Ryan Griffin, we're going to play golf.
Oh shoot!
In Royston, Georgia.
I remember this.
And I'm always was giving Ryan a hard time, like, man, I want to try to dip. You make it look so cool. He's like, nah, I ain't being responsible for you starting dipping. I'm like, yeah, I want to try it though. He's like, I was like, just give me a dip. No,
Dude,
I ain't doing it. So I'm like, we'll stop at the store. You tell me what to buy. Okay, you get a pouch. Okay, so I go and I get Cougar pouches. Thanks, sponsoring. I get a great discount because they're one of our sponsors.
It was Grizzly then. Though.
Oh, sorry, wrong sponsor. That one too. So we get on the golf course, and I'm not a great golfer, but I can make contact with the golf ball. Like I can hit it. We go to this driving range. I put this pouch in my mouth about a minute before I start to hit a ball. I swing and miss multiple times, and I'm like, what the heck is wrong with this?
He's telling about the first hole.
And my head is hurting so bad. I'm like, this is...
Dude, he is...
But I'm like, I'm going to get through it. I'm going to get through it.
He is drunk on nicotine. Like,
I was like, I'm going to get through it. We get on the first tee. I still ain't made contact with a golf ball, and I've swung at like 20 of them. So I get on the first tee. And there's a group behind us.
Do you still have the pouch in at this point, or did you already realize?
I quit. I still got a terrible headache.
Like it's crowded. Like it's
there's
not,
like two groups behind us
and a starter
and they're old men behind us. They're older men. So I get up to the tee. Right before I go to my backswing, man, it hits me, and I turn around and I puke. I puke. Everywhere.
We have like a gallery. And he's like over here puking.
Like right at the tee box. Like I don't make it off the tee. It's on. The starter got so mad. He's like, "You're gonna clean that up?" I'm like, "How?"
And this is
what am I gonna do? Move the tees?
That golf course has the most unfriendly employees in the world.
But this is, you got to think though. This is right after having the conversation with the starter about how we don't have any alcohol. like we don't have any alcohol, and we really don't. But then this guy gets up there on the first tee and just pukes everywhere.
And the people behind were like, "Didn't they ask you?" They were like,
"Yeah, they're like, well, boy, y'all been drinking." I was like, "No, we haven't." He tried to put a dip in.
Well, I'll never forget. I had to go home after 9 holes. There's a bathroom on that 9. I blew it up. It was coming out both ends, man. It come out both ends for days.
Man,
I swore I would never get close to it.
For days?
It was. I go home and tell my wife.
I think he had a stomach bug.
I told my wife, I was like, I got a stomach bug. That's what I told her.
I got a headache so much. Though.
It's coming out both ends. She was like, man. And then later I told her because I tried to dip. She's like, you're a moron.
I wish y'all could have saw this old man's face. Like, God, this generation.
I was so mad though because I wanted to play golf and I was hurting so bad. So that's why I can't dip.
Oh,
there you go.
Stuff.
That was the.
But thank you, Cougar, for sponsoring us. I do appreciate it.
Yeah,
all right, not a sponsor. All right, that's all we got this week. Thanks for listening. This week we learned that Ryan and Chris both love awkward moments. Ben is an addict, and I'm not as young as I used to be. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. If you leave a 5-star rating in a comment, we will mention you on the next podcast. Remember,
it's better to be a has-been than it never was.
Ben was once hit in the head with a metal bat during a baseball game. We'll see you next week.
Oh, that's true.